Good day. Today I will be presenting our study Willingness to Pay of Rice Farmers for Improved Weather Forecast Information in Dingle, Iloilo. Here is an outline of the presentation. To start, I would like to show a quick overview on the importance of weather information in general. It has been established that various sectors of the economy are reliant on weather information. This would be more apparent in the agricultural sector, as different management decisions they make are largely related to weather. This includes to continue fertilizer application with risk of having it washed away by the rain, or to start irrigating with an assumption that rain would not come soon. Thus, it follows that accurate weather information can reduce inputs loss and ensure optimal production. Looking at the status of weather information in the Philippines, it has been identified in past studies that climate information are critical in protecting local farming assets. However, few are said about the effects of weather information for agriculture in the Philippines. It can be noted that accurate weather information is still unavailable in some areas in the Philippines. Project Saray has identified the use of information generated from AWS or automatic weather stations to produce accurate weather information in an area. Based on personal correspondence with the project leader of Saray 2.2 AWS, improvements in accuracy of weather information as taken from automatic weather stations can range from 40 to 50%. The frequency of the information can also be improved as information from the AWS can be processed daily. In justifying the costs of improving weather information, let's say through the installation of automatic weather stations, its value needs to be estimated so that it could be compared with the costs of installing AWS units. There is some difficulty in valuing the benefits derived from weather information as it does not have a clear market value because of its public good nature, being both non-rival where your consumption of the weather information will not affect the consumption of another individual, and non-exclusive, where it is near impossible to prevent others from consuming the information when it has been broadcasted through different mediums. An identified method of estimating the benefits of weather information as a public good is using the contingent valuation method through the willingness to pay approach. The study objectives are as follows. One is to estimate the WTP of the rice farmer respondents for the improved weather information in their area. Next is to determine what factors have affected the WTP. And finally, draw some policy implications that may justify efforts in improving weather information in the area. 198 farmers were randomly selected from a farmer list provided by the Department of Agriculture Rice Coordinator in Dingle from the identified top rice-producing barangays in the area. The scenario to elicit the WTP, which was translated in Filipino from English, explains that the farmers' current situation with how important weather information is, and how most of their climate and weather information come from Pag-asa. It is then explained in the scenario that an installation of an AWS unit would improve weather information accuracy in the area. The specific dichotomous question eliciting the WTP response of a yes or no is as presented. If the respondents are to hypothetically contribute regularly part of their harvest, they will not be able to use their contributions for other things. It is also established that the choice of not being able to contribute would result to the status quo being maintained. Estimation of the WTP was done using the dichotomous model. Probit estimation was used for determining the coefficients of the explanatory variables, and the WTP is computed using the means. So a total of 23 variables were used in this study. The variables used in this study are as follows. So the bid level, age, sex of the respondent, a dummy variable used for single individuals and married individuals to take into account widowed respondents, household composition, number of children, number of dependents, educational attainment, respondents' farming years, respondents' ownership of farming land, whether the respondent's main source of income is farming or not, monthly household income of respondents, as well as the area planted by the respondents. So, scores of farming knowledge, attitudes, and practices, as well as climate change knowledge, attitudes, and practices, were determined using several questions pertaining to each. Higher scores on knowledge would mean better knowledge. Higher scores on attitude would mean appropriate attitude, as well as practices related to both farming and climate change. Here are the summary statistics from the different variables used in the study. The average age of the respondents are 56 years old, with an average length of farming years of 28 years. It is also important to note that surveyed farmers harvest an average of 3,743 kilograms of palay during the wet season and 4,028 kilograms during the dry seasons. Average farm size is 1.25 hectares. In this slide, we could see the different bid levels used as well as the distribution among respondents. The results follow the expected responses from the individuals, wherein a higher bid would result to a higher portion of respondents answering no to contributing. There was just a slight deviation in the 200 kilogram palay bid, where the portion of those that voted no went lower from 150 kilogram palay bid. Majority of the respondents have voted yes to contributing to an improvement in the weather information. Here are the results of the pro-bid estimation. The sign of the bid level is to be expected as higher bids indicate a lower likelihood of contributing for improvement in weather information. Higher probability of contributing to the improvement can be associated with male respondents as well as those with educational attainments higher than high school and those with high farming practice scores. The results of the male respondents correspond with previous studies and could mean that male respondents have more control over decisions made in farming, and female respondents could be averse in having additional spending related to farming. Farming years were found to be negatively related to the probability of contributing to improvements in weather information. This could mean that farmers with more farming experience could be less open to newer technologies, as also explained in some previous studies. Those with higher educational levels could perceive the benefits of improved weather information more than those without, as shown by the survey respondents that have graduated from high school. The WTP value estimated using the mean values of the respondents amount to 227.17 kilograms in palay or 3,558.44 pesos per harvest. In looking at the total willingness to pay in the area, the WTP is multiplied by the number of rice farmers in Dingle, Iloilo of 3,503 that results in a total willingness to pay amounting to 12.4 million per harvest or 24.9 million annually. Considering an estimated cost of setting up an AWS to be around 390,000, subtracting the cost of AWS installation with the total willingness to pay as the value of the benefits would result in a benefit of 24.5 million. However, AWS units only have an effective range of about 20 to 25 kilometer radius. So considering installation of AWS in all 33 barangays of Dingle, the total cost would amount to 12.87 million. Subtracting this with the annual benefits estimated would result in a total benefit of 11.6 million. So in conclusion, farmer respondents were willing to pay 3,558.44 for the installation of the AWS, with total estimated benefits of around 24.9 million in the area. Factors that affected a farmer's willingness to pay include the bid level presented, sex, educational attainment, farming years, and farming practice scores. There is thus a justification to set up an AWS in the area, since the total benefits of improved weather information are greater than the total cost of installation. Some limitations of the study include maintenance cost of the AWS not being included and there may also be additional benefits from other crop farmers in the area. Thank you.